I've been getting into method acting, or trying to understand method acting more, and looking at Lee Strasberg's idea of method acting, which has been nice, and I think it kind of resonates and aligns to what we're doing here, which is trying to get like action star ready, and working on my craft, my body and my mind to do that. And a big thing about this idea of method acting is like building out experiences, and using that as like emotional recall, and then there's also like sensory recall as well. So there's the idea behind that is like you can go into character development, or go into like a scene and call upon your own kind of emotional or sensory recall that you've lived or you've witnessed, and then use that to kind of interject and weave into the character. So there's a lot of things that I think like we experience every day that we can draw upon, and then there's these bigger things that we go out to do, to experience and like kind of elevate it and create a new baseline for how we do things and see things. And part of that for me was, again, like working on my craft, body and mind. A big part of that kind of brings all this together was BJJ, or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And it's something I've been wanting to do for a while and never kind of mustered the confidence or the drive to do it. And then as we started this, it kind of really just aligned and felt like an easy kind of thing to jump into, knowing that it's going to be tough, it's going to be challenging, there's a lot to learn. And but the idea of kind of this chess kind of game to martial arts and understanding it like that kind of resonated really well. I think I recall like hearing Tom Hardy talk about his journey in BJJ and the like calmness that it brought. And another big part of the method acting is this like calmness and relaxation. And I think part of this for me is like getting myself out of my comfort zone to kind of create a new level of understanding of my body, understanding of my mind, understanding of what I can learn and push myself to do, and then like resetting that calmness at the next level up. So kind of bringing all that together and thinking, well, how does this help like long term? And I think like getting action star ready, a big part of it is like knowing your body and being able to like move and potentially like act out a scene with real intent and make like a fight scene look real or something like that. So yeah, a big long journey ahead in BJJ, but I'm excited to see how that complements like my craft and the other things we're working on.
So why BJJ and not karate, judo, taekwondo, boxing, any of those? Why'd you pick BJJ?
Yeah, I think for me it was, I'm not very competitive, I would say. So the idea of some of these other sports, and I might have it completely wrong, is like it's a bit more like around the competitive side of jumping in a ring or jumping in a match and beating someone. And it's probably that in BJJ too. I'm just very new as a white belt. But the idea that it's more about like strategic like play and complex moves and understanding that kind of aligned a bit more to me. Yeah, I did like some like not courses, some like sessions on like kickboxing and stuff like that. But yeah, it just didn't resonate the same way.
How did you feel when you were getting out of your car and walking towards the front door?
I was really excited in one sense and nervous as well. And I think I could have easily just turned around and gone home and not shown up. But I felt also really compelled to do it too, because of like kind of being like a long-term goal for me to go do this. So I got in there, people are awesome, like super cool culture behind it. which made it easier. And then once we started like rolling around, I just realized how unflexible, how many muscles in my body I don't use anymore, and really like kind of felt my age.
And what was the like reality versus your expectation? Were they similar or were they far apart?
I think I was more pleasantly surprised at the people. Yeah, and I thought I did all right, like to start. I thought I could understand it and move pretty well, considering I haven't really done much for a while now. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I know absolutely nothing, and I feel like it's a long journey to start to really understand it and know like what to do next or how to do something. So I think that expectation, like having that realization of just how much I have to learn, I probably was a bit naive going in.
So what are your thoughts on, or why do you think like BJJ is so like popular in, I don't know, somewhat the celebrity or acting community? There's lots of different actors and personalities, public personalities that do it. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I think it's a mind game too. So not only do you like exhaust your body, but you also exhaust your mind. But I do feel like there's a sense of, I don't know, maybe like a confidence or calmness that you might get, which allows you to take that into like high stress situations, because you kind of already pushed your limits. And it's probably like many other like high performing athletes too, that when they're in like a day-to-day situation that like we might find stressful because they're like on that competitive edge the whole time, it's probably like nothing to them.
Well, how do you anticipate BJJ will help or not, like in terms of your craft and learning, being an actor and going through that process?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think like embodiment work probably will come from it, and like being back in your body and understanding maybe how your body can move or twist or look different or hold yourself different, which could help to kind of build out a character or a starting point for a character, or maybe like help with like kind of that aspect of how they move. And then if you do like any fight scenes or anything, I feel like you'd probably be a bit more confident in moving and portraying how, like if you're being beaten or if you're the victor, like how you would kind of act or react.
What's one thing you're most excited about by starting this, and what's one thing that you're most scared about?
It'd be awesome to like achieve the next, like the blue belt. I kind of feel like for me, I've already set that goalpost that I'm not going to quit until I at least achieve that. I think that's important. And then you probably get to the blue belt and then it's like, oh, well, now I want to get the next one. I think I'm probably cautious or worried or nervous about like competing and getting into it with someone, you know.
Why?
I don't know. I've never really been in that situation. I've never really been in like a me versus them kind of, there's one winner and what that feels like. So on one hand, that'll be really cool as like a emotional or sensory response to call upon. But on the other hand, I'm like nervous of just getting eaten up.